Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of Angry TV. You'll notice I'm not in an electric car and something else has appeared on my arm recently. So yes, it's a watch video. Marvellous. So anyway, I have, as you know if you're watching the channel, I've had an electric car for 30 days. I had to take it back up to Milton Keynes to the company that lent it to me, which meant I had to come back through London. So because I don't really go to London very often, I thought I'd take a little trip to Carnaby Street, which is where the G-Shock flagship store is. Just thought we'd go and have a look. Particularly I wanted to have a look at the new Mudmaster, the GWG-2000, because I really like it, but it's flipping expensive. And before laying out that kind of money, I wanted to have a look and see what it looked like in the flesh. So went into the store, actually got the VIP treatment, which was quite nice. There was a little board up outside basically saying we're full, bugger off. But I had my my Frogman, my GWF A1000 on. Guy in the shop basically took one look at that and the board got moved and I got ushered in. So that was really quite nice. So that must be a bit what it's like when you go and buy a Rolex and you've obviously bought some of their flagship stuff. So I had a little bit of VIP treatment, so that was really nice. So anyway, the G-Shock store, if you haven't been there, is amazing. It's only little, but it's got every model of G-Shock up on display, and they've got some really cool displays. They've got like a Mudmaster being blasted with shit, and they're all there. All the models you can see on the website are actually there to look at, which is really nice. Some of them are rubbish. The pictures make them look much nicer than they are, but others, the pictures just don't do them justice. When you actually see them in the flesh, they just look so cool. One of them is the Tokyo, the Midnight, the purple thing with the purple metal square that's got the different bands and bits on it. But it looks really bright and really vibrant in the pictures, but actually in the flesh it's quite dull. But the dullness makes it really cool. So anyway, the shop's brilliant, and obviously I had a look at the Mudmaster while I was there. Also had a look at the Hanna-Barbera. Just mad. 6,700 quid for a G-Shock. I mean, who in their right mind would buy that? Who? But it's a beautiful looking watch. It really is stunning, and it's on display with a couple of samurai swords, which was pretty cool too. So anyway, the idea was that I would go into the G-Shock store, have a look at the GWG-2000 in green, and then have a little think about it and order it online if I decided that I wanted it. That didn't quite happen. Yeah, I brought it home with me. So this is going to be a quick unboxing of a GWG-2000 in green, which is the flavour that I particularly liked. And I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised, because this is one of those where the pictures do not do this watch justice. Sorry, interrupted by the postman. Anyway, so yes, as I was saying, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. So obviously it comes in a slightly larger tin, so it's a slightly larger watch. You've got the usual manuals and bits and bobs that you know I don't care about and will never read in a million years. You've also got this, which I thought was a bit odd. It's like a display stand. So I guess if you had a cabinet like I have, you pop that in the cabinet and put the watch in front of it and it tells you all about it. Or I don't know, weird though, but quite cool. So it says on there, mud resist, shock resistant, 200 meters water resistant, compass, sapphire crystal, stopwatch and world time. So I guess the sort of key features of this watch are that it's solar and it has sapphire crystal. So I guess they're the bits that make it expensive, because let's be honest, this is an expensive watch. Okay, it retails at $699. There's a story about that. I'll tell you about that in a second. But let's have a look at the actual watch itself rather than me waffling on. Comes in the normal tin. Again, Casio. For the amount of money that these cost, these tins are a joke. They are really, really shit. It's almost like you don't care about the UK. We've all seen the Japanese versions where you get these amazing limited edition packaging with dragons on and God knows what else, but in the UK all we get are these shit tins, and they are shit. It's just like you don't care, and the cost of that watch does not justify a shit tin. Okay, so let's have a little bit of something nicer, shall we? Anyway, so it's obviously in here. You've got the usual bit of foam crap. and that's what it looks like. Okay, usual plastic gubbins. Again, it just doesn't feel like a premium product when it comes looking like that. Okay, it's not to say that it isn't, but you don't get that. I've spent lots of money and had a really exciting, expensive purchase. It just looks like something you buy off a market stall, to be honest. Right, so anyway, the watch is like that. Now, even in this light, the bezel looks kind of like shiny silver or kind of bronzy. Okay, but actually here it isn't. It's got like a sort of titanium finish, and where you see the black bits and the red bits on here, they actually blend in to the watch really nicely. It's quite subtle. So this is a weird watch. Okay, now I was very unsure about it before I bought it, and before I'd seen it in the flesh, because it looked a bit sort of cheap and a bit nasty, but it is a really premium feeling watch when you actually hold it in your hand. It's weird because, as I say, the pictures do not do this watch justice at all. Okay, so I'm going to show you what it looks like on my wrist. Okay, so the band is sort of thicker quality than you might sort of normally get. It feels built to last, funnily enough. Sorry, I'm struggling with the because the tag's in the way. But you only get a plastic keeper. So again, that's a bit low rent. You might expect it to be metal, but whatever. So on the wrist, it looks like that. Okay. So obviously you can see like the red accents, and you've got the yellow writing on the band, both sides, which I am a fan of. But as you can see, it's quite thin. Okay, now I also have the GWG-2000. Now this is my go-to G-Shock. Okay, I love this thing. I always have done. It's just a cool watch, built to last. Knock it, bash it, don't care. So this is the one that I'll generally go for day to day. I'll just pick it up, chuck it on, and not worry about it. So DIY, cleaning the cars, all that sort of stuff. This is generally the one that I have on my wrist. But as you can see, okay, there is a quite significant difference in thickness. Okay, this is not easy to do one-handed. So in comparison, you can see the difference there. Okay, now obviously the GWG-1000, the one that this one replaces, is a similar width and thickness to that. So obviously it's a little bit difficult to see on my wrist because they're not in the same position, but there is quite a significant difference in thickness. Okay, this one is significantly thinner than this one. Okay, and of the two, this definitely feels, fortunately, like a more premium product. Okay, it's heavy, feels good. Everything about it is a bit more tactile. It just feels heavier, just feels better quality. And you'd kind of hope that for the amount of money that this thing costs. Okay, functionality wise, it's worse than that. Try and wrap your head around that. Okay, this has a compass, a barometer, an altimeter, obviously world time, all that sort of stuff. But I guess you do get the solar power, and you also get the sapphire crystal, and also the new Mudmasters are carbon core guards, so they've got the carbon fibre inside that holds it all together and protects it all. The flashes of red are quite nice. They're kind of more subtle than they look, and they look. So the thing again, they look really pronounced on here, but in your hand, you can't really see them. It's really odd. I mean, if you've got a G-Shock store near you or someone that sells them, go and have a look at one. Okay, because I think you're going to be like, doesn't look like the pictures. It's a really nice watch. Okay, I literally haven't worn it since I brought it home because I wanted to do this video. So this is literally fresh out the box. And now it's out of the box, it will be staying out of the box and staying on my wrist. What do you think? I mean, I think that's cool. Could be bad times for the GWG-100. I mean, which of these do you prefer? Okay, don't forget these are not comparable watches. Okay, this is the cheap one, this is the cheap version of the expensive previous version of this. So this is really cheap in comparison to that, but What do you think? They are very different watches, but they're fundamentally the same. And a few people have gone, oh, you've got an overpriced GWG-2000. Well, or sorry, GWG-1000. I'm like, well, yeah, I have, but it's new and it's different and it's thinner and it's carbon core guard, and I don't really know, having got one of these now, I don't really know why you would go and buy a GWG-1000 when this is available for 50 quid more. Okay, I don't know why you would. It's lovely. It feels premium. It feels proper. So I'm pretty pleased with that. So anyway, yes, let's talk about costs. So as I said, I went to the Carnaby Street store really just to have a look at that and see what I thought of it. And I wasn't going to buy anything that expensive. I was going to have a look and see if they had like a collaboration in the store that I could afford instead. But if you get a newsletter from G-Shock and have a sort of hunt around the site fairly regularly, you'll find codes that pop up. And one of them is this one. Okay, now that gives you 15% off. So it's not available on every watch, obviously, but I was quite surprised to find when I was looking at it on the internet that it actually applied to this, a brand new model. 15% on a £700 watch. That is a significant saving. I'm sorry, I said to the guy in the shop, I said, don't suppose you match the prices or the codes online in the shop, do you? He went, oh, you can do sometimes, I'll have to check. So I gave him the code, he looked it up, spoke to whoever he needed to speak to, and voila, 15% off in store. So clearly, it was coming home with me at that point. There was no way I was going to leave it there, having seen it, having gone, God, that's really nice, and get 15% off. So it's well worth trying that code if you're in the market for a G-Shock of some sort or another, because it does work on a lot of watches. Now this video's out there, it will probably disappear like that, so apologies, but it's one that I've taken advantage of, and you might want to too. 105 quid off a brand new model, not to be sniffed at, is it? So anyway, let's take a look at the sort of the basic functions and the basic look of it. Obviously, this watch has the forged carbon bezel and retaining straps. It's quite hard to see on this camera. I don't even know if you can see it, but it looks like it's been hammered. Just try and catch it in the right. Light. It is really difficult to make out, but fundamentally it's carbon fibre that's been hammered, which means that all of these are ever so slightly different. So that's quite a neat feature. You can just about make it out the top here. Yeah, it looks like it's just been battered with a hammer. Quite funky. Certain lights it looks like it's dirty, so that's a bit odd. But once you kind of know what it is and what you're looking at, it's quite a nice finish. This is obviously stainless steel. It looks silver, bright silver here. It's not. It's more of a titanium finish. You obviously have your got your barometer. You've got your temperature. You've got your memory recall things. You've got your stopwatch. Got timers, alarms, world time, and obviously that's your multi-band. It has multi-band 6, so it connects itself and updates itself. Do you care? Not really. Back to time. So and that as well, obviously you have your compass function. So that's off now, doing its thing. So yeah, I mean, you know, let's be honest, right? I don't imagine most people use the functionality of these. You don't. You just wear it. It's nice to have. Oh, got its compass. Just show your mates, showing off at the pub, really. But you know, they're nice to haves, but not essential. Not essential. This watch obviously has the carbon core guard as well, so it's got the carbon fibre bit inside. So you can kind of see why Casio went a little bit higher with the price on this. It's thinner. It's got the forged carbon, it's carbon core inside. The overall look is just a bit different. So I do kind of get it. I kind of get why it's 50 quid more expensive than the old one. But I think that's, while £700 is a lot of money, I think it probably justifies its price. How about you? You think that's worth the money? And considering what else you can buy for 700 quid, we're talking premium watch money, really, aren't we? you know, it's never going to be a Rolex, but for 700 quid you could probably buy, you know, something pretty decent. But obviously these are going to appeal to a certain type of people, which is us G-Shock fans. That is the new Mudmaster GWG-2000. I think it's going to kind of focus properly. You should definitely go and have a look at these in the flesh, because they are very, very, very different to how they appear in pictures. Okay, so let's just have a little look around at it. Okay, the light function as well, you might have a look at. Okay, nice bright light on there as well. But yeah, so anyway, that's a very quick look at the new GWG-2000. I can see me wearing this a lot. Shut up, dog. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Don't forget to hit subscribe. There's more stuff like this coming over the next few weeks. And yeah, GWG-2000 unboxed by a British bloke who knows nothing about watches. Thanks for watching. See you next time.